Worry does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow. It empties today of its strengths. That quote is from Corrie ten Boom from her book, Clippings from My Notebook. When I was younger, I used to worry all the time about what my future would bring. I worried about how I would achieve my goals, what kind of adult I would be, and how I would provide for myself and my family. My entire life was consumed by these worries, and I often felt myself spinning out of control with my thoughts surrounding it. I wanted to do the most I could do, prevent bad things from happening to me. I took classes, I invested my money. I was incredibly cautious in everything I did. These thoughts would invade my brain and cause me anxiety. It was like I was experiencing that finals week, feeding you getting courage every day for years. I was so focused on the future that I spent almost no time within the present. I didn't take a moment enjoy my surroundings or the experiences that were at my fingertips. According to a recent psychological study, worry is a symptom of deeper-rooted fear you experience when you have threat into the unknown. I've known a lot of people who, like myself, chose to live more cautiously as a solution to the in-accent worry program. But we all know that a life lived in the constant worry is not a life worth living. Worry can not only consume our mental health, but affect our physical state, interfering with our appetite, lifestyle habits, relationships, sleep, and job performances. I made a conscious choice to break free from my worry and decided to research ways to combat that. I didn't want to be hurting my health by fearing my future, and I certainly wanted to begin to experience the joys that I was missing out in my present life. That's when I came across this quote I'm showing you in a bit. Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. Marcus Aurelius said that in his book, Meditations. When we worry, we are telling our brains that we prefer our lives to be predictable. We crave order and consistency when events in our life betray that. Our brain can't handle it. So, how can we address this immediately in order to secure more fruitful me in the future? Number one, you can't predict tomorrow. Coming to terms with the fact that no matter what we set up today, tomorrow is never secured. The wildest events can interfere with our master plans. We've all heard the phrase, man makes a plan and God laughs. Sometimes the best strategy we can have is a simpler reminder of this to be true. Surrendering our worries to this simple fact can be the first step is compiling a bulletproof vest to deal with worrying in the long run. Number two, eliminate vague fears. What I mean by this is that we must stop living our lives scared of them or that. By including vague fears into our worries, it becomes easier for them to linger in our heads because they don't have a specific name or place in the world. For me, it's easy to shoot down fears when they have a proper label like tax season and my health simply because I have life experience that can provide several reasons why I shouldn't be afraid. When fears are vague, there's no rationality to deal with it. We simply allow it to float around with our anxieties, and sometimes this can become confronting in a dangerous way. Number three, go back in time. When we are afraid of a job interview or high-stakes event in the future, it's often best to refer to a time in our past where we made it through. I struggle with this the most when I was trying to map out the next 5 years of my future. I kept thinking that important meeting I was facing in the near future was weirder and better than the ones before. I classified these experiences in an untouchable file in my brain and assumed that I didn't have the tools to deal with it. Once I reminded myself that I had been there before, that I made it through, and not only that, I was great in those meetings and I was able to deal with those worries. Reminding ourselves that history repeats itself and that life isn't about life experiencing getting bigger and scarier can be our best defense against worry. Keep these tips close to you, and thank you for watching and take care of yourself.